You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Try to be happy, relentless search for luxury, in search of peace and happiness, the human mind wouldn't rest. A constant nag within we soul, demanding respect from the world. We get the urge in different form, but luxury is the norm. Money is very essential, but can't buy peace of mind at all. We still like dogs without a bone, if we have the money alone. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because importance, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. The feeling has no barrier. Race and class doesn't matter. Once you are alive, you in the game. You do anything to get a good name. Some wealthy men turn to suicide. Can't find food to feed their pride. The aged and crippled in the ring, fight to be like a king. Children become delinquent for lack of love from their parents. That's why appreciation is most important to man. Appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt. Every man ought to give generously. Solution to bad industrial relations. Employees will gladly draw their pay and do the job half the way. When workman feeling unwanted, the working spirit is daunted. He comes on the job and fool around. Production going down. Just make him feel significant. You get him do anything you want. A pat on the back is the best move for relations to improve. Because appreciation plays on the human mind. Everyone needs some for happiness. happiness all the time. Because important, if we are drive to live, everyone's on the hunt, every man ought to give generously. Our deepest craving is common. All we need is attention to put us in the happy zone, regardless of what we own. Life is lonely without it. Each one should give a little bit. What you want your neighbors do, then life on earth will be true. Take a tip from the scripture, appreciate one another, share your love and make the mold for total peace in the world. On the human mind, everyone needs some for happiness all the time. Because important, if we are trying to live, everyone's on the hunt, every man ought to give generously.
Politics was we and them. That was never meant to be so, according to the anthem. But ethnic insecurity was maintained to divide us by some people in the country to sow the seeds of distrust. But we have bought a new system within the community. Now what used to be we and them has now become only we. From now on this nation is we. From now on it is you and I. From now on it is unity. From now on we flying high. All the races have come together to build a better country and create a brighter future for the whole society. The we and them thing is no more, because it is plain to see in this country from shore to shore the community is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we. No more we and them. From now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some ancestors came from India and some came from Africa. Look today, their descendants are here, coexisting together. There are others who came here too, the Chinese, Syrians and such. Native people are just a few. in this land that we love so much. But the politics of the day and the love for a party cause people to begin to say them is them and we is we. From now on this country is we. From now on we all shall be one. From now on that's how it shall be. From now on all division done. As today united we stand. The people of Trinbago, one country, one nation, one island. Chutney Pan and Calypso, it's Trinidad and Tobago, better known as TNT. And we want the whole world to know we see ourselves as we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. In this nation is no more, and Mother China done disappear, gone away for good I'm sure. If we want to build a real nation, there can be no we and them. In spite of ethnic persuasion, all should fit in the system. Side by side we stand hand in hand within the society. This here paradise island, because you and I means we. From now on love is we. From now on race do not matter. From now on we means unity. From now on we are together. They cannot divide me again, cause we enter a new era. United we shall all remain, looking out for each other. Eric tell me matter they done. Today it is plain to see a new paradigm has begun, and that paradigm is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. Some politicians have tried their best to keep we subdivided, as their policies would attest. And now we are united, using that old colonial scheme. They sought to divide and rule, because if we are not a team, we are more easy to fool. Look, they had us fighting each other, causing misery and pain. Now all these times are gone forever, before never again. From now on Trinidad is we. From now on one philosophy. From now on Tobago shall be. From now on standing equally. No more African, no more Indian. We shall all be citizens, forged together to build one nation. Though we are different persons, done away with the we and them. In this land of La Trinity, whenever we sing the anthem, from now on is only we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we. No more we and them, from now on this nation is we and we and we and we.
Trinidad, to leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those birds we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, oh heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss while electoral side. to reap. While them police busy playing hide and seek, we're facing the world when we had to reap. Hey, oh yeah, oh, save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah, oh yeah. In our schools, kids getting on, we're fighting, making porn. Our school girls, you won't believe, live MMA, they're pulling weave. Check the vibes, they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado, mention maestro, they don't know. No morals, no ethics, there is a centrifugal black hole. Lord, we must move quick to wake their conscience and save their soul. So long we've been hearing evil triumphs when good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be frothin', and while church attendance real low, protest pack plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through our ports, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic, Trinidad. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're facing the world when we have to reap. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield, busy street, yes, in our city, killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trinbago, the time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging in the Gulf, drugs, guns and women, and the Coast Guard cannot stop them. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters, they put us to sleep. We must stop this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah, like Nero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing across the land. He casts his shadow, flashing victims to the marrow. Trinbago, the time is now. Look how the price we pay in don't steep. Why stop labor keep? We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must stop this world when we have to reap. Save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Say you get up one morning, your elders have something, you don't know how they get it, but you want to use it. But if you ask them old people to get the things what they went through, ask them this any day, and your parents sure to say, black man have to keep on jamming, for black man to get a Make up your mind, brother, that you're able to get a pulley and jam with the devil. Why? Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind, brother, that you're ready to swim offshore and hold your boat steady. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon, now you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. I say you get up one morning, and oil money running. How it come you don't know, so that it care how the thing go. But if they read about Uriah, they wanna find out the pressure. How we get so much old hell to get a penny from TLL. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that eagle eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. Say we got up one morning, independence happening, getting the thing come easy. Now they're taking liberty, but if they know about petition, we are to send to England for some woman to tell we in this colony free. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. People hold you, humiliate you, turn on and sell you, and then they free you. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. So when you're here, you get a little something. With that dragon eye, you keep watching, because I don't tell you already. Black man don't get nothing easy. So when a black man gets something, he got to start thinking to get it there easy. He got to practice economy, from getting licks from the slave master to become the land owner. Brother, it's a terrible journey, packed with plenty brutality. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to rise up, you got to stand up. Make up your mind, you will always stay on top. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to go to conference in England to get independence in your own land. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something, you got to take up your own cash money, pay people for your own refinery. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black man to get a little something. Make up your mind to be a magician, to make money out of scrap iron. Black man have to keep on jamming. For black.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing. O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. cover me back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me mind. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. It's In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, it doesn't matter what color t-shirt you wear. You wear a red t-shirt, you wear a blue t-shirt, or orange t-shirt, a burgundy t-shirt. You're welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. Doesn't matter what planet you're from. You're from Mazatanias, Xenoranias, Venaranias, Sonoranias. You're always welcome in the village with the DAT Triplets at WZYE 95.9 FM. And let me bring in one third of the DAT Triplets. No other than Thomas E. Marshall, the Commissioner of Newark, Nesbitt, from Sally Bay, close to Toko, going somewhere to Sandy Grande. No other than Thomas E. Marshall Nesbitt.
Good evening and warm greetings from Sally Bay. Looking forward to a wonderful evening, and it's been a pleasure to be here in the village. Love you all. How are you doing this evening?
I am splendiferous, man. Again, a little feedback from you in the background.
I don't know why.
I hearing like it's something on.
Okay. The volume is down on it. Let me turn it off altogether then. You hearing anything now?
No.
All right. Wow. The volume was just one notch up.
Yeah, I was hearing a little bit.
So what's shaking?
Well, I mean, I can't complain. Today is a great day. Another day above dirt is always a great day. You know, continue. I had a little track meet today. The kids did well. So you know, I really can't complain, man. Life is fantabulous and splendiferous.
Yeah, I like your outfit.
Yeah. There's the outfit what we just wear. You know, I figured that out. You know, I just keep it on. You know what I mean? You know, and just keep it moving. You know what I mean? I like your nice. I like the shirt you have on there. It's a beautiful shirt, man. So, folks, there's a possibility that Diana will be joining us. You know, Diana is somewhat under the weather, so you know she might just pop in, and at some point in time she will pop out. Yeah. So, you know, we you know, of course, it's the DAT Triplets, Diana, Anselm, and Tommy. So hopefully, you know, Diana should join us shortly. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy, I also getting some feedback from you. When you muted it just now, there was no feedback. It's maybe it's your connection. Maybe you should try to go out and come back in.
All right, let me see if I can.
Yeah, it might be a connection. Yeah, so of course, ladies and gentlemen, first one in the village tonight is no other than Nadia. Nadia, say hi, everyone. Nadia, hi to you.
Nadia was second as well. She said good day. Anselm. She had to say good day. Nadia was in at 2:44 p.m. I sent this out kind of early today. And I figured that this time, I hope I make no mistake. Right? All you know, computers and things just go. Nadia said, Tommy, good night. Yeah, good day. Not good night, good day. Diana Benskin, good day to the storm. Right? Yeah. Takesha, Judy, Lana, Rose, Miss Coover. Yeah? Yeah? Tommy, are you on your speakerphone?
No, on my laptop.
Okay, okay. You don't have nothing in the background on your laptop.
No, no. Just I'm just running StreamYard.
Okay, you only have one window open. You don't have a next window in the back.
No, just one.
Let me see something. I don't know.
Are you still hearing it?
When you did that just now, that in here. Hold on, I ain't hearing nothing here. Do you have an earpiece in? Do you have an earpiece?
I do. I have one, but I don't have it nearby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I'm hearing some kind of feedback in the background, and you could actually hear it. Like when you mute your mic, you're not hearing it anymore.
Let me see something.
Yeah. Okay, so of course, Nadia says, good day, love, Judy, Lana, Rose, Miss Coover, Capiza. Yeah? Rennie, Albert, Ken John, Hailey, Ellis, Troy. Yeah. Nadia said way too early, but yeah, sometimes I just have to do that early when you're on the road, Judy, welcome. Good evening, village family. Greeting to all the beautiful ladies. Yeah, Judy, welcome. Nadia, darling, thank you. Celebrate life, full 100. Greeting to all Kens in the village families. Bless love to all. Yeah. Albert Montano, welcome. Good evening, Judy. Good evening, Anselm, Diana, Tommy. Welcome to you, Albert. All right, Albert. You'll be in and out tonight. No problem. And we say good night to the love doctor. Good night, brothers and sisters. Love in the house. Great love is all I bring. All right. Judy says special evening to Anselm, Diana, and Mr. Diplomat Tommy. Welcome to another blessed evening in the village. Respect to the panel, Mr. Wars, Lady Diana, Mr. Tommy.
Good evening, Judy.
Yeah.
Respect, Rennie. Respect to all in the village tonight.
Yeah. Rennie says sending out miraculous, fantabulous, delicious, and splendiferous love to all the ladies. But oh God. Rennie's our boss. Rennie, good night, love. Yeah, from Nadia. Good night, Nadia. How are you, good friend? Yeah. Rennie, Nadia want to know if you're fasting for Ramadan. Judy sends blessed evening to Albert. Heidi says peace and love, guys. Thank you, Heidi. Capiza is in the house. Happy PNM Day to one and all. Nadia. Mean Jean is in the house. Yeah, Mean Jean in the house. Mean Jean, Diana, best friend. Miss Kuva, welcome. Good night. Good night, everyone in the village. Wall Street, HDD. Good night, Oprah. Yeah, Oprah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, cover everyone in the village, full 100. Let me say good night to Keisha as well, and Nana, wherever you are. Yeah, and Carice and Rose, wherever you all are, good night to you all. Tommy, Albert wants to know if you know Big Jim and Freddie family in Salibia. and two houses Michael Headley bought.
Of, of course, I know Jim.
Okay.
Jim is my cousin.
What? Albert, you see that? Jim is the man's cousin. Yeah? Do you remember where the Anglican church was?
Of course, I know. My house is right close.
Oh, okay. Nadia said good night to everyone. Yeah, Village Family's t-shirt is white with TNT. That Judy, that is it, you know. But Judy, I want to get into that thing last that we talked about on Tuesday, Tommy, because um, I want to discuss that. I want to discuss that, but we go get to that. Tommy, you're okay. Wall Street here in Jumbie. Tommy,
What
we
what means you said, Tommy? You're okay. Wall Street
here in Jumbie.
here in Jambi.
You see, this is part of the problem, you know. Diana is not here for him to get a Diana case. So he want to take out whatever his shortcomings, whatever shortcomings he has since Diana is not here. He want to take it out on me. And I started to worry about him, you know. When you start to talk about Jumbie and you're from Tobago, you know what else be? You know what I mean?
Oh no.
No, serious, baby. You're from Tobago and I start to talk about Jumbie and things. You know what I mean?
Me and Jean, be nice tonight, please.
Yeah, the man talking about Jumbie already, boy. Not me,
Oh,
huh?
goodness.
And Diana in here, so you're getting upset, right? You know, by the way, Tommy,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
Judy says he's a diplomat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's a compliment. You know.
Thank you, Judy. I try my best to be as reasonable as possible, not to hurt, because I don't like to create pain.
Mm, mm, okay. Yeah. So, so Albert says, Tommy, my family went up to Big Jim wedding reception at his house.
Wait. Which Jim she's talking about? He's talking about. But
Big Jim. He said Big Jim and his family. Big Jim and Freddie and the Freddie family in Sally Bay.
mm, he's
I don't.
talking about which Salibe he's talking about? Salibe Matura or Salibe Toko?
That's a good question. I thought it only had one Sally Bay.
So there are two Salibes on this coast here.
But you know, like Albert know everybody. You know. He knows some that are sent from Mount Lambert too.
Now Jim Friday is my family. I
So
thought it was him he was talking about.
so you wanna
Who's a real big guy.
yeah, so Albert, is it the is it the Sally Bay in Mutura or the Sally Bay in Toko, right? Toko?
Right.
Yeah. Um Albert, you had to get your Sally Bays correct, eh?
Now Headley I know well, very well.
Yeah, well, at least we used to have the all inclusive, right?
Right.
Yeah, this he sell that place?
No, his daughter runs it now. He's not as well as he was before. His daughter runs the place.
Do they still have an all inclusive there?
No.
Oh, but I used to be one of them big all inclusive boys. I couldn't miss that for carnival. You know. Don't care what, I couldn't miss that for carnival.
I
So
remember.
so Tommy, um I know we was discussing something on Tuesday, right?
Hmm.
I see that I think the UNC promised the Shouter Baptist a school if they should win office, right?
Well, the Southern Baptists already have a school. They want a high school now.
Right, a high school, correct is right. So they promised them a high school. Um, do you see a problem with that? Well, if they win the election, though.
It's all electioneering.
Okay.
That's all it is,
Hmm.
and that's how it works. I
So
mean,
go ahead.
we looked at who gave Arrival Day as a holiday, and we could see there's consistency with it.
Mhm. So are we saying it's business as usual? You make promises in order to secure a personal vote.
That's all it is. It's electioneering.
But is that problematic though, Tommy? In that if you want to win over a person, right? Like, you know, everything have a price. Remember that fella sing this song, Everyone Has a Price?
Right.
So if you want to get my vote, you have to promise me something.
Unfortunately, that's how it works in this environment.
But doesn't it work like that in America too? In that the politician come and promise you something that, that I will give you if I get your votes. Yeah?
I would say politicking is politicking anywhere, except some things I don't know. I really
Some
know.
something shouldn't be politics.
Something should be what the need is, satisfy the need, regardless of who's in power. Satisfy the need if there's a need
Mm.
and it's reasonable. Do the right thing.
But I don't think a high school is a bad idea though. But then Tommy, this is what I don't understand though, right? If you start to make promises to religions, then almost all religions in Trinidad and Tobago should come and ask for something too.
You can make demands, right?
Yeah, yeah. If you promising a certain religion something, you are set you and or you give them a something, you have set a precedent in that any other religion should come and ask you to. Well, listen, you already give them, What about us? Why? We are not folks too? So that would be my concern in that you are setting a precedent and giving a specific religion a school or a holiday or whatever it is, you know? And like I asked the question, Tony, does the Emancipation Committee have land in order for them to put up a structure or something? Do they?
I don't know that to be a fact.
Well, that's something I like to find out, right? Does the Emancipation Committee have, I mean, land or have they been given any land they can put up a structure? So when Emancipation Day comes, they have a place where they could celebrate. Because I think Trinidad and Tobago is the first place in the world to give a holiday for Emancipation Day.
This is true.
So we when we are ahead of the curve, we are ahead of the curve. But when we in the back of the bus, we find the back of the bus.
You know, I often wondered if we should have had separate days for arrival and a separate day for emancipation, or we should have one celebration for both. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking a little too much.
Well, Tommy, couldn't that be a way to create some sort of unity, though?
Right. We could have renamed the holiday and have it for both arrival and for emancipation. We
Right,
should-
but would they have something jointly or would they have things separately?
I don't know. I think if we had a holiday that commemorated both instances, we would have unity as opposed to having something for you over here and something for me over there. I don't know. I think it's just too much divisiveness.
I mean that's an interesting point. How would that go over? Because some people might feel, well, you know, we want our own thing. We don't want to have no holiday with nobody else. Or you're slighting us by giving both of us one holiday. Why you can't give us two separate days? I mean, I'm just thinking what other people may be saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's a downside with two holidays. That means that's one day less productivity.
And you know, Kitchener have a song says too much holidays. He
You
have a song. He have a song talk about too much holidays. You know. But I think it's interesting, Tommy, because you know why I think it's interesting? Because when I'm hearing about you offering a school, let me see if I have that. Yeah, I will play that when we come back. You offering a school as an inducement. I mean, should that be, boy? We're now using education as a tool to get votes. Well, what's next? Is there anything sacred? Nothing is sacred then.
I I don't know. I really don't know.
Let me,
What are they saying in the chat? Let's see. You put on my glasses.
yeah, hold on. So Judy says, who cares about what school them give to get elections? Children need good education. Education shouldn't be in politics, Anselm. All other religions get from government already. Well, Judy, I don't disagree, but you see, now now that's part of the problem too. Why we allowing politicians, right, to dangle education, and we just sit down and don't say anything about it.
Well, the Shelter Baptists them asked for um, their own high school,
Mhm.
so they made a request, and I guess the 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 one who's seeking power sees that as an opportunity to campaign on it.
So all right. So Tommy, what's the difference between a shouter Baptist and a spiritual Baptist? Do you know?
I thought it was the same thing. I didn't know.
No, I'm asking because I don't know. Anybody know
I
what's the
thought
difference?
I think it's the same exact thing. That's what I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. So maybe somebody can clarify that.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the difference between? You know what? Let me Google that. Let me Google that. Mean Gene says Wall Street politicians prey on the gullibility of voters at election time. But this is not election time, right? It's not election time.
Electioneering takes place on an ongoing basis because I mean, when you want power, you working on it from the time you come out the box from the last election.
So the difference spiritual Baptist, between spiritual spiritual Baptist, spiritual Baptist, and shouter Baptist.
Should be one and the same, I think.
So this is what Google says. Um, okay, what is spiritual Baptist? What are the three types of Baptists? Okay, that might be that. This is what I say. What religion is spiritual shouter Baptist? It is a unique religion comprising elements of Protestant Christianity and African doctrine and rituals. It is also one of the few religions indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago. The term shouter was given to the Baptists because of their tendency to shout, clap, and sing loudly during their religion services.
So it's a spiritual shelter, which is one and the same.
Okay. So, and Wikipedia said the spiritual Baptist faith is a religion created by persons of African ancestry and the plantation, they came to in the former British West Indies and countries, predominantly in the islands of Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Tobago, and the Virgin Islands. It is syncretic Afro-Caribbean religion that combines elements of many very traditional African religions brought by the enslaved population combined with Christianity. Spiritual Baptists consider themselves to be Christians. The Baptist faith have a different beginning in the nation of Trinidad, as unlike the spiritual Baptist tradition in other countries, where the religion developed in the plantation, where the enslaved were sent. The religion in Trinidad was brought into the country by the Americans, former American slaves who were recruited by the British to fight as the corps of colonial marines against the Americans during the War of 1812. After the end of the war, these ex-slaves were settled in Trinidad, to the east of the mission of Savannah Grande, now known as Princestown, in 6 villages, since then called the Company Village.
Yeah.
So we could say that Judy said all this is too much nonsense. So we could, because Tommy, I saw, you know what? I wonder if I was gonna try to call somebody, because I was just looking at it and I saw, I'm going to show that video. So you know what? Let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Stick and stay. We'll be right back. It's Tommy, Anselm, and you in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Okay, let me see here. Okay, this is one. This is one, right? A promise to the Baptists. So I think this is the one where Mrs. Kamala Prasad Processor is making a promise to the Shouter Baptists. I'm totally confused, Tommy. I'm not sure, what exactly is the separation. But listen to this.
They declared themselves independent one day. But oh God, I ask you, Father, to bring these independents together.
I think that is Farley in Tobago. That's not what the one I wanted. That's the anyway. Let's play. This is.
They declared themselves independent one day. But oh God, I ask you, Father, to bring these independents together. And as you are bringing them closer together, Holy Lord, I pray, oh Holy Father, for the entity that they will form, that they will be everything, that there will be truth, that there will be justice, that there will be equality. Equality. Oh, blessed Jesus. As they prepare to launch this new party, oh God, I call on you, oh Father. Father, 20 years ago I called you, and I asked you to bring back the young to the golden lines into their love, so that they will rule this land. And you answer the prayer, Lord. I thank you for answering the prayer. But I come at this time, oh God, as they seek to form this new party, hold them in the palm of your hand.
Chief Secretary Farley Augustine is promising to assist Tobago Baptists to complete their faith and educational center. Mr. Augustine made the announcement during Baptist Liberation Day observances in Tobago on Thursday.
Last year I told you that we will work with you to complete this structure. Since then, I met with a small team. They indicated what they wanted. A team from the Division of Infrastructure actually came without your permission, looked at what you have, and already they are building out the scope of what will be needed for this place to be completed.
Mr. Augustine said Tobago Baptists have been neglected for far too long.
The central government has given to those in Trinidad. They have schools, they have large sums, they have temples built and so on. And I think the Tobago House of Assembly has to do more than give a piece of barren land. We have to ensure the land bear fruit. And so we will work with you to accomplish the dream so that hopefully next year, we're no longer downstairs, we'll be upstairs.
Mr. Augustine told those gathered they must be patient and faithful along life's journey, despite some obstacles. Augustine said freedom is a journey, not a destination.
This journey doesn't end until we get to that spiritual Canaan. That's what we're aiming for, to get to heaven as a Christian community. And the freedom doesn't come ultimately until we get there.
Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
What says you, Tom?
Well, Fali's doing what he has to do.
We just talking about, my intention wasn't to play that one at that point, but we're just talking about politics, yeah? Right? And that is politicking. You know what I mean? So what we are doing now, Tony, is that we are getting into the business, we are getting into the political business of helping religions build structures.
But I guess there's no separation of church and state, huh?
They're supposed to be?
I don't know. Is that part of the plan? Is that what the playbook is written, or is it not?
I don't know. I mean, I am kind of shocked that you will go on a platform like that and they will talk about forming a new party and Pali supposedly a Seventh-day Adventist.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, I thought that if you are Seventh-day Adventist, right, you will give these Seventh-day Adventists the opportunity to bless you, you know, as you go forward in a new political party.
Hey, he wants all the blessings from left, right, center, north, south, east, west. He wants all the blessings because he needs all the blessings.
But aren't you supposed to start at home, Tony?
Maybe he got blessings at home already. We don't know.
What I mean home, I mean from the Seventh-day Adventists.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He probably already got their blessings.
Okay, all right. So that could be very possible. Yeah, Diana, welcome.
Here comes the storm. Shutter your windows.
Yeah, I just check in to make sure that you not bullying Tommy. Okay?
No, you
Tommy, he being bad.
I'm glad you come. So me and Jean could bully you now. Come Jean bullying me.
Tommy, if he's being bad, I'm gonna put him in the naughty corner, okay?
But put him in the stormy corner.
No, you put you in the naughty corner. I hope you're not bullying Tommy and the villagers. Hi, villagers. I just checking in with all you. My voice ain't strong enough yet. And if I talk too much, I just start to cough. So I just checking in, eh?
Yeah, bless.
So I'm gonna drink my medicine. I have all kind of bush in a pot. They look like a hot of coffee you're drinking. Oh.
Okay, well, drink your bush and take a rest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna drink bush tea and mind my business.
Correct is right.
All right, stay safe.
Take care.
All right, Storm.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
So Judy said all this is too much nonsense. Well, I don't know. Eileen says, promise of a school is a weak attempt to say you care about the well-being of the children of Trinidad and Tobago. UNC is no good, and I honestly believe that it's an undermined disrespect to the Baptists. I don't know how that's a disrespect if they get in a school. You tell me? If I get in a school, right, and the party in power, the woman get the school, they want to give me the school because they believe I'm UNC. And they promise me something if they get in power. What do you want me to do? What should
Well,
I
if you request it and you desire it, you have to take what you get.
You gotta take what you get. Right? What is it? Beggars can't be choosers.
True.
You know what I mean? If the party in power don't want to give it to them.
What I seriously wanted to know if the other denominational schools were given to the denomination by the governing structure, or did they raise funds among their flock and develop their own institutions?
But Tommy, I think you have to add something onto that, because many of these schools does receive a subvention from the government.
Well, yes, subvention I have no issue with. But I'm talking
Okay.
about the development of their edifices and structures of learning.
Yeah, but Tommy, if I give you a subvention, you could use that to develop your curriculum, to add
Yes,
on something.
I,
You know what I
I
mean?
agree. I agree. I'm just talking about when they were building the buildings and acquiring the land to do so. Were they assisted, or did
Well,
they do it on their own, on that religion's own volition?
I will guess, Tommy. I guess in here. I guess in here. I will guess that maybe the land was donated to them, right? So if the land is donated, you already get a head start, right? Then maybe you have to come up with ways now to actually get the structure up and get the classes and everything. But when that's done, so let's say take out a loan. When that's done, from the monies that you're getting from the government, maybe that could help you to pay back that loan that you have taken back, that you have taken out in order to put up that structure. So the government is kind of subsidizing you. Trinidad Margo, welcome. The government is kind of subsidizing you, right? Indirectly.
Something's just a little bit out there, when you think about it. Because I'm almost certain Sad Mirage built his own school. I'm almost certain the Catholic build their own schools.
Okay. So what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying that if you want a school, your flock's supposed to donate and you build your own school.
Yeah, but Tommy, if a party come calling to you and tell you to go build your school if they get in power, you're supposed to tell them no.
No, I'm not saying no, but I'm saying that for the most part, if you want to build a school, you build a school. That way you wouldn't be beholden to anyone.
But if you build me a school, I have to be beholden to you. I don't necessarily be beholden to you.
No?
No.
All right.
If you are really about country and you build me a school and you're not doing things and you as a government are doing things that's right for the country, I should be beholden to you because you build me a school. Tommy, I take that question back. I,
But
I take that back. I take that back. I take that back. I think that's just the way it is in Trinidad and Tobago. Then that's why I took it back. If I help you, you have to be holding for me for the rest of your life.
I thought so.
Yeah, so I take that back. My mistake. My mistake on your error. Too.
ILP. ILP.
I ILP ILP ILP. Rajri, welcome. Rajri says, "Did you know that religion was outlawed?" I hear something about that, you know, Tommy.
No, the Shorter Baptist was outlawed at one point, not religion.
The Shorter Baptist.
Yeah, they were. It was. It was. They weren't. they weren't given any permission to worship in the state that they did. They were, they were they were being arrested and all of that when they found them. Let me see if I find the information.
I got it. From 1917 to 1951, the spiritual and Shouter Baptist faith was banned in Trinidad by the colonial government of the day. The legislation to enact this ban was called the Shouter Prohibition Ordinance, and it was passed on November the 16th, 1970. That's what it says.
That's before my dad was born.
Okay. So I think Rajvi, yes, it was banned in Trinidad from 1917 to 1951 by the colonial government of the day. Yeah? Why? It's unbelievable, Tommy boy.
Hey, if they're offended by it, then they ban it.
Yeah, Capiza asks, Capiza say, Tanti Kamala is a Baptist.
I think she claims to be both Baptist and Hindu.
Yeah. You could be both, right?
Yeah, I think she. If I remember her saying she was a Baptist and a Hindu.
So Capiza wants to know, Anselm, why did church school outperform in government school?
Naturally, there'll be more discipline in environments like that.
But I think that's not something that is just Trinidad alone. In this country, Catholic schools outperform many other schools too.
Public schools, of course, they do.
They outperform public schools too. So that's not something that's just, I mean, I could say endemic to Trinidad and Tobago. That's all over. That's all over. In this country, church schools, Catholic schools outperform, public schools. We call it government schools. We call it public schools. Yeah. So that's nothing. I mean, I wouldn't say that's nothing new, so to speak. Rose, good night. Rose says good night, Tony.
Good night, Rose.
Tommy, it's the Mahasabha, not Satmaraj.
Sorry. It's the Mahasabha. I said Satmaraj because he was the big boss man.
He was, yeah. I kind of understood that's what you meant to, right? Yeah. You didn't mean his school name was Satmaraj. You're saying that he was the big man in charge.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So Kapiza said, Bade said, we'll educate our children in cow sheds. Right? Rose says, good night, everyone. Judy says, Anselm, I am sick and fed up of the politicians' race hate. Trinidad is a toxic place along with those citizens. Too many bees in Trinidad. All them Baptist association doing shouting down for what reason but making unnecessary noises. Oh God. Oh God, Judy. Judy. Wait. Wait up. Hold up, Tommy. Let me do this, eh? Let me do this. Hold on. Wait a minute.
A disclaimer. You're going to do a disclaimer.
All opinions and views expressed by the program participants, including those on social media, are solely their opinions and views and do not reflect the opinions and views of WZYE management and staff.
How to play a disclaimer.
But you're still free to say what's on your mind.
Yeah,
Nobody.
no, we ain't gonna stop it. You know what I mean? Everybody's free to say what's on their mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, all right. So I played that video there with Fali Chavez.
Yes.
Right. Let me get the next video now. Let me see where's the next video, right? Because it's interesting times in Trinidad and Tobago. Oh, here's the other one. Here it is right here. I mean, boy, it is getting. We don't know Tony, boy. Tommy.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I need to go and see if I could get something for Chumakak, boy. Maybe I could get a building turned into a library or a health center or something.
Anselm?
Yeah.
I thought you tried.
No, man, I could try a different tack, man.
You wanna re-strategize?
Yeah, I wanna re-strategize. What do you think?
Hey, nothing beats failure but trying.
That's what I feel, you know. It's better to try and fail than fail to try.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you never know. Yeah, because the way how things going now, people are asking for this and they're asking for that, and they're coming and getting out. So let's listen to this. This is
almost 4 years after being granted 10 acres of land from the government. Spiritual Baptists tramped, praised and shouted on the land for the first time.
We are, and I'm saying that to tell you how elated we are. It is a dream come true. So we have been able to build our administrative complex. A lot of people may say, why didn't you focus on the cathedral first? No, we focused on where the nerve center should be, where the heart of all the planning will take place. And once that is secured, then we'll do all the other things.
The construction of the administrative complex brings spiritual Baptists one step closer to realizing their ultimate goal.
The cathedral, the timeline is 5 years. And the reason for that is that we have to raise $67 million for its final construction, which will include the heritage park. So we're in the process of, we completed the designs, and we're in the process now of the next stage of the planning.
The National Congress of Incorporated Baptist Organizations plans to acquire the funds through commercial activity.
We'll be building our commercial centers on. One will be for an entrepreneur who will have a grocery, and the other one will be for us who will wet lease to others. We are negotiating with targeting either KFC or Royal Castle to be here, and on top will be commercial space for our people to sell goods.
But Brathwaite says they will never turn down government assistance.
The 10 million was a startup grant. However, it was the state that criminalized us.
Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
So, if it's 4 years ago they were granted the land, that means that this administration gave them the land.
Tommy, you missed something in that discussion there. Did you miss it, or you want me to play it for you again? I'm going to play it for you again. I want you to listen carefully.
Almost 4 years after being granted the land, it
Yes.
starts off saying, which
Right.
means that 4 years from now, it would have been, prior to now, would have been in this government's tenure.
Right. But I think you missed something else. Very, very important.
Play it for me again if I missed it.
Let me play it for you again. Listen attentively. Listen attentively, close to the end there. Listen.
Almost 4 years after being granted 10 acres of land from the government, spiritual Baptists tramped, praised and shouted on the land for the first time.
We are, and I'm saying that to tell you how elated we are. it is a dream come true. So we have been able to build our administrative complex. A lot of people may say, why didn't you focus on the cathedral first? No, we focused on where the nerve center should be, where the heart of all the planning will take place. And once that is secured, then we'll do all the other things.
The construction of the administrative complex brings spiritual Baptists one step closer to realizing their ultimate goal.
The cathedral, the timeline is 5 years. And the reason for that is that we have to raise $67 million for its final construction, which will include the heritage part. So we're in the process of, we completed the designs, and we're in the process now of the next stage of the planning.
The National Congress of Incorporated Baptist Organizations plans to acquire the funds through commercial activity.
We'll be building our commercial centers on. One will be for an entrepreneur who will have a grocery, and the other one will be for us who will wet lease to others. We are negotiating with targeting either KFC or Royal Castle to be here, and on top will be commercial space for our people to sell goods.
But Brathwaite says they will never turn down government assistance.
The $10 million was a startup grant. However, it was the state that criminalized us.
Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
Okay, I didn't miss a thing, not a beat. I didn't miss it before, and I didn't miss it now. So let me start by going backwards. The state criminalized them, therefore the state owes them. They got a $10 million grant. That was not enough. The project is $67 million. They are looking to raise the funds. They're going to build space that is going to be commercial space. Hello, you there?
Yeah, listening, I listen.
They're going to be building space that is going to be commercial space, and that's for rent. They're flirting with KFC and Royal Castle.
Stop right there. Tony, the Shouter Baptist is a religion of many people that look like you and I, right?
Correct.
So I mean, if you have your own place, right? Why don't you start your own chicken franchise?
Agreed.
Why don't you start your own business in your place rather than going and depending on others again, right? To feed you. And Royal Castle and Kentucky Fried Chicken? Really?
I guess you will have to ask Ray Brathwaite where that coming from.
To me, that is very disappointing. That is disappointing. That's disappointing. I would expect, but then again, maybe I'm asking a little bit too much. I would expect that you will have something in there with people that look like all of you.
Obviously, they don't want to go through or make the effort to do that. They're trying to get a quick fix and capitalize as quickly as possible with as little output. Let's put it that way. Because I mean, if you set up a business, you have to see the business and so on and so forth. They're just taking a different approach.
Oh no, how is that a different approach for me? That's the same approach. Put a Royal Castle and a KFC. I know different approach.
Well, instead of empowering themselves, they intend to just take somebody else and lease them the space and just become a landlord.
That's the same approach. I know different. To me, that's not a different approach.
No, I'm saying instead of developing their own chicken business, they decided to just become a landlord to an existing franchise.
Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's me.
No, you're not missing anything. You're right that they need to truly be self-empowering.
So I mean, you have to be self-empowering. You
But
cannot. Well, not that you cannot. You should not be now dependent. So Tommy, you depend on a Royal Castle or Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? What about if 5 years down the road, Kentucky Fried Chicken and Royal Castle say, you know what, this thing have no benefit to us, and we gone. What you gonna do then?
well, they had to bite the bullet.
No. That.
I mean, when you really think about it, it's really sad that they're not making an effort to truly empower themselves.
And Tommy, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that you get a start, right? You didn't false start. The gun fired, and your get up is 100 meter. You get to the 50-meter line. You're going good, right? Now is the next step. The next step, right? You put up your building, nice, right? Now we have 50 more meters to go. You're having an entrepreneur center for somebody, fine. But then you go and lease stuff to KFC and Royal Castle. You want your people to go and eat that in day? Nah, Tommy boy.
Not only that, they should be looking to do something healthier than Royal Castle and KFC in the first place.
You know, Tommy, I tell you, you're too intelligent.
No, but
I tell you that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's exclusive to me, because I don't believe so. However,
Tommy, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
They can do better. They can do better.
Yeah, Tommy, I'm thinking that when I hear Royal Castle and Kentucky Fried Chicken, so you going to have your people to be feeding that?
The thing is, first to begin, health consciousness should come first, and then secondly, you wanted to do something that has a greater national outlook as a whole. You know, I mean, a KFC franchise, Kentucky. Wow.
When I listen to that, Tommy, I say, wow. I said, boy, it's 2023, but like we ain't learning.
Nope.
We ain't learning. Did we just see Piaco Airport?
It means nothing. All that, the only concern is that make money and make money fast.
All right, maybe it's me. Tell me, maybe it's me. I'll take full responsibility. Yeah. Go.
No, it's not. It's not. You're not off base or off course, or your thoughts aren't ridiculous either. We're talking about empowerment, self-empowerment.
And Tony, I just always talk about economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for Black people and Black businesses. I talk about that all the time. And here is a great opportunity here for you to do that. You going and put a Kentucky Fried Chicken or a Royal Castle? Really? Nah, man. Nah. No. I don't know how that could be acceptable. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that would be acceptable. So Kapisa says, why the Mahaba school outperforming Catholic schools? Is that true?
I don't know. I thought I saw Naparima Naparima College as one of the top performers in the last something.
I don't know. I wonder if copies are mixing up. There are sometimes in certain exams, certain schools outperform certain schools, but it's never always the same outperforming.
But I know the Mahasaba school has a great reputation.
Yes,
No
absolutely.
question.
No,
There's
no
no
question
question
about it.
about it.
Nah, there's no question about that.
But we can't say that they are consistently outperforming every other school. Maybe somebody could come in the chat and let us know if we have it wrong or if Capiza is right or whatever.
So I'm googling it. Does Mahasaba school outperform Catholic schools? Outperform Catholic schools. I know sometimes they say, oh God, all entire Google. But we like facts. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We like facts.
Google and fed up of us.
Googling for that. Tommy correct is right. Okay, hold on. List of schools in Trinidad and Tobago. Denominations of schools. Trinidad Hindu School to adjust school imbalance. Nah, it's not nothing. Okay. It doesn't give me any it doesn't give me anything about if 10% or 15% of the Mahasaba schools outperform Catholic schools or anything like that. So, we got to do some inquiring.
Maybe someone can post some information if they
Yeah,
or
someone in the chat.
confirm if Capiza is on point.
Yeah. Judy says, so who will be running that Baptist school? The Baptist, right? And they go hire teachers, correct?
Yeah, there are some of them who are educators. They probably leave whatever they're doing and join.
Yeah, Judy say, but Fali just can't serve his religion alone. Fali must show balance to all.
True.
No, I wasn't saying for him to serve his religion only, right? I was saying that if I'm a Catholic and I'm a practicing Catholic, right? And I want to make an announcement before a religious body, right? I will make it before the Catholics first, and then I'll deal with the other people. That's all I'm saying.
But you have to realize, Anselm, that this was a celebration of that particular denomination at that given time. So he's treating with them.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's a targeted audience here.
Huh? Yeah. Well, Judy, you know something, Judy? There are things that you are not going to like, and there are things you are going to like, right? So if you don't like something, that's fine. It's not every topic you're going to like, So.
This is no disrespect intended, but the topic is boring. Yeah, you guys. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? You're not going to like everything. In life, there are things you're not going to like. And I always say this, I keep saying this over and over. And I'm going to preach again. In my class, at the beginning of the semester, I was put up the 9 times table. And I said 9 times 1 is 9, down to 9 times 9 is 81. And I put 9 times 10 is 91. And 99% of the class will only focus on the one that you have wrong. Judy, don't focus on when the topic is boring. Don't focus on that. Don't focus on that just one. Just don't worry about it and say, you know what? Maybe I will just take it easy tonight. But there are some nights, you know, topic might be just not be your thing, and that's fine. You know, that's just the way it is sometimes. I mean, if somebody's talking about something different, something that, you know, I may not like, say, that subject. Yeah? Tommy, exactly, yes, Tommy. All who want school, church, anything built out of your pockets. Okay.
Yeah.
Rennie said the thing is, certain immoral and disloyal traits and aspects are becoming too normalized. Example, lying, cheating in many forms, whether it's a system or relationship or favor or biasness. Rennie, that's fully true. That's fully true. Right? Certain immoral and disloyal traits and aspects are becoming normalized. You know what they'll say? Yeah, man, what you expect from them? Eh? That's them, and it becomes acceptable. Yeah, because that's how them just behave. You understand? And that's part of our problem. Yeah? When these things become normal, the generation to come won't see wrong. Instead, it will seem as a way of life to fit a situation. I can't agree with you, know.
Yep.
You see this one, Capiza? I not going down that road, eh? Why East Indians outperforming? Yeah, I not going down that road. I'm not going down that road. Nah. You ain't getting me down that rabbit hole, Capiza. I stayed out that rabbit hole. Mean Gene says topic may be boring to Judy, but interesting to the interests of others. And that is correct. That is absolutely correct. And that's what I'm trying to say. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? That's all I'm trying to say, is that there are sometimes a topic may not be of interest to you. You know? It's like I like track and field. I love track and field. And sometimes, if you want to talk about rugby, as far as I'm concerned, might be of interest to me. You know? But I want to, even though it might not be of interest, there's other things that might come up that I could learn during that process. So, I mean, you know.
Correct.
Yeah. Don't let the 10% get to you, Judy.
Yeah.
So let's go. There was another thing with Shouter Baptist again. Let me see if I have it here. And this is because there was a Shouter Baptist holiday.
Thursday.
Last Thursday. So this is Foster Cummins now talking about good things for the Baptists, good things to come for the Baptists. Yeah? And you know Foster Cummins is a well-renowned Baptist. Is Foster Cummins a Shouter Baptist?
That's correct.
Right, and he's a well-known Shouter Baptist. So here he is.
So is Bradford.
Or Bradford.
You know I am a full-time kind of Baptist, right? And if I was celebrating that police in the up again, and we get a nice building, and we no longer in dust. Look, this looking like some fresh Baba Green here. And if I was celebrating that, and I wanted people to get the full expression, I would forget I didn't have lunch yet, and I will, you know, rejoice and show off a little bit and show that we are really very happy to celebrate this liberation day. Cheering the boat in the harbor.
Spiritual Baptists have much to celebrate. It's the view of fellow Spiritual Baptist MP Foster Cummins on the occasion of the 72nd anniversary of Spiritual Baptist Liberation Day. which was observed for the first time on land granted to the community by the government.
In addition to that 10-acre parcel, the government also gave to the Spiritual Baptist Faith a grant of $10 million. And what you are seeing here today, is a demonstration of putting your actions in alignment with your words, and as the Prime Minister promised, so today we have delivered. For the first time, the Spiritual Baptists can now proudly say you have a centrally located headquarters to serve all members of the faith, and you can proudly come to this location and keep functions like this, and I'm sure that the Congress has many other plans for the development of the faith as we move ahead.
And with the administrative complex completed, the minister is looking forward to a central place of worship.
The plan is to construct the Holy Cathedral that the Congress has designed, and I look forward to the day when we will be able to worship in the first properly appointed Spiritual Baptist Holy Cathedral. Not too far from here, the government has also allocated an additional 10 acres of land for the memorial grounds and cemetery for the Spiritual Baptist Faith, the first of its kind.
Above all, Minister Cummings is calling on all those who practice the faith not to allow the negative words of others to define their reality.
So don't vex with me if I don't call myself shouter. I will shout when the time comes to shout, but don't call me any shouter. I am a spiritual Baptist.
Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
Now, Tommy, explain that to me.
I think it's for brighter minds than mine.
Tommy, do you see that's why I asked the question, man? Now he says, don't call me a shouter, call me a spiritual. Right?
Well,
did I get that correct, or I missed it?
Yeah, he said that. That's what he said. Don't call him a shouter, call him a spiritual. But I thought they were one and the same. That's what my thoughts were.
I don't know, boy. But told me they get 10 million.
10 acres.
Yeah, but they get 10 million.
And 10 acres.
And then they get another 10 acres too?
To build a cemetery and something else.
They ain't doing bad. They ain't doing bad at all. I'm glad for them.
Yep.
Rennie Mohammed says everyone has a favorite color. Yeah? Tell me, I don't know, boy. I don't know, boy. Like in Trinidad, boy, you just make a mountain out of a molehill, man. So Tommy, we saw Fali with the Baptists in Tobago, and he's making a promise to them, right? Fali also confirmed his new party, right? So any rumors about him on a new party, and that whether he was forming or not forming a party, is out in the public space now. And I think that thing's supposed to be on Tuesday. This Tuesday here.
Tuesday coming.
Tuesday coming. You know.
Which is exactly how many days from today? 5 days?
Today is Saturday. No, 3 days. 3 days. Saturday, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Sunday, Monday, yeah, 3 days.
I have been asked to lead in the interim while they sort this out. Because it's not a overnight process, but they are launching that process from Tuesday.
Mr. Augustine said he and his team of independents are not in charge of the process.
There is a team of supporters who are planning everything from the ground up, so that there will be a political organization that will hopefully encompass all of the independents and take care of the basic support, but also belong to be a true people's party. And what I believe the team is doing is that next week Tuesday, they are starting that process, launching on that process.
Mr. Augustine said supporters of this new political party would determine the way forward.
They are able to bring like minds together to discuss everything from symbol to name, so people will actually have a say in all of those things. I have indicated to the team of supporters who have come together to pull this off that I do not desire to launch a party in my name or a symbol in my name, because once bitten, twice shy.
Several names are being considered for the party.
Well, I'm told that they will present us with options. Okay. And all the people that's there will have an opportunity to vote, and possibly even give the public an opportunity to decide on that, because they're trying to do a very bottom-up approach as opposed to a top-down approach, as opposed to one group of people set the name, set the constitution, set the parameters, and then give it. They're looking for a more collaborative bottom-up approach, and I think that will ultimately lead to the most democratic political organization in the country.
This new political party is to be launched next Tuesday at the Shaw Park complex. This follows the resignation of Mr. Augustine and his administration from the PDP last December and later labeling themselves independents. Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
For me, boy, what says you?
Well, it's long overdue. That's what I say. You got that?
Yeah. I mean, we know it was going to happen anyway.
Right, it was inevitable because they couldn't remain independent.
You think they have put, by them forming a party, they have put the PDP in the political cemetery?
The PDP is gone to rest now. Well, they went to rest since they all resigned and called themselves independent. PDP went to rest because there was only one PDP in the entire assembly, if you want to call it that.
I think what happened, Tommy, is that Watson Duke got exposed, and he got exposed in Tobago, and then he recently exposed himself in Trinidad. And why do I say that? When Watson Duke put the cart before the horse, and he tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, well, Trinidad, that I'm running for mayor, and I even selected my 12 councillors as yet in order to run for mayor. And if the PDP should win, those councillors have no alternative, none, zero. They have to select me as the mayor. That is a dictatorship.
That's not too bright.
That ain't too bright at all. You know? I mean, I know Kurt Allen sing a song, They're Too Bright. That ain't too bright. Because you have already stated that if we are successful with this outcome, all you really do have no choice. All you have to make me the political leader of the PDP, the mayor.
Yeah, but how you aspire to be the prime minister in one breath, and in one swoop you want to be a mayor?
So tell me, what do you think? I can lower my standards?
Well, I guess you can, but I thought you would aim high, and if you miss, then you could drop the standard, but continue aiming high.
Nobody aim high and he miss.
Okay.
So you drop his standard?
All right.
Yeah, but I don't see how you could make such a decision and people can take you serious when you already told the people, whatever the outcome is, I have to be the mayor. Man, that was a big mistake, man. Big mistake. But then again, the fella custom making mistake. Mean Gene said I thought the government wasn't doing anything for people. Certain people, Mean Gene. Certain people. Yes, certain people. Rose talking to Renian, telling him he make coconut bake, smoke herring, best food. So Tommy, I believe that with the forming of this new party by Fali Chavez Augustin, which I know he's going to be the political leader.
Well, he's saying that he doesn't want to take the same approach with the forming of this party and the structure of this party as was done with the PDP.
But everybody know he's going to be political leader, though. Yeah, everybody know that.
He's saying he wanted to be bottom up as opposed to top down, where he at the top is making the decisions and taking responsibility for the party as the founder and that kind of thing. He doesn't want it to be that way. He wanted to be of the people, by the people.
You think that will work for me?
Hey, when we know what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
We know what doesn't work. You want me to spell it out?
Yeah, spell it out. I listen.
Well, I formed this party, me and my dog, by a lamppost one night.
Oh, God. Well, I hear you, Tom. They don't, you don't want to go down that road again. You know what I mean? He learned his lessons. So, but listen, I think it's a great idea to get the people involved. But at some point in time, you're going to have an executive making the decision. It's going to be difficult to always go into the people to make a decision.
Well, the people are gonna be the ones to vote when there's election for the executive. But the executive is gonna represent the people. He's saying the representation is not going to be top down. You know, where the top somebody at the top decide, well, I pick you, I pick you, I pick you.
You know what somebody brought to my attention? Somebody felt that the $325 to start off to join the party, they find that was rather expensive.
To join what, the new party?
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable, don't you?
I think that's a little expensive.
$325?
Yeah.
Was that US?
No, I think it's TT.
What's the value?
The package of $325, party registration fee, convention fee, and T-shirt.
I think that's reasonable for the launching of a party.
I think that's rather expensive. Somebody brought that to my attention. I say, you know what? Tommy Days guava season, and isn't this guava season?
I don't know if guava still. I think it's mango.
But you know what they mean when they say guava season?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, at times.
325 is gonna be a pain.
Yeah. I think that's rather expensive.
I don't think that's as bad as some people think.
But you know what it is to join the PNM?
How much?
I think it's $100, you know.
Okay.
I think it's $100. Let me see.
Yeah, but what do you get a T-shirt? Do you get a big function and all of that? Remember, this is the launch, you know.
Yeah, but Tommy.
How much are they paying for show up to the facility?
Tommy, Tommy, you as a voter, ain't nothing to do with that. as a voter or as a person coming to support the party, I don't have nothing to do with how much the place costing you. Because that's all your decision, all you're making where it's going to be, wherever it is, all you should have money in order to take care of that.
I don't know. I really don't know. I remember people who are joining are gonna be decision makers. You know.
I don't know, boy. That person brought it to my attention, and I agreed with him.
I'm not sure if I agree. I want to think 325 isn't bad for serious people.
Uh, Let me see. Join the $120. The PNM. A lifetime member is $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You could become a member monthly for $10, yearly $120, lifetime membership 5,000 one-time payment. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that in order to start, if you're starting off at 325,
Yeah.
325 is somewhat high. Don't get them no t-shirt. Yeah? Eugene agreeing with you. That was very reasonable in TT dollars.
I don't know. I mean, at least somebody thinking what I'm thinking.
Yeah? So Lana says, I'm not paying to join any party. That's supposed to be free. Tommy, Rose says, usually fishermen say Gova season or Banga season when the catching becomes hard or the fish gets scarce. Yeah, that's exactly right. There's Gova season, boy. Thing hard for people. People at Trinidad will be saying, thing hard, right? Anselm, what is PNM membership? Yeah, I just Googled it. PNM membership is $10 a year, $10 monthly, 120 yearly, and 5,000 one-time payment for lifetime membership.
Anselm, was Gova and Banga, when Sting and Dati come along, how much people just flock there?
There's a difference, you know.
How much they paying to go to Sting and Dati?
Again, something in return when I go there, man.
You ain't getting nothing in return when you join the political party?
A t-shirt.
That's all?
Yeah, when I go in Stink and Dirty Fed, I get wine, I get drinks, I get all kind of thing. I could get drunk, all kind of thing.
No. You don't want to get like that fellow on Juve Morning.
You know well, that's why they call it Stink and Dirty. You go there to behave bad. Tommy, I ain't like that. I ain't like that 325.
I don't know. I don't think it's too much for the main reason that it's a startup.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but could I say, you know what, Tommy? $100 and the party will subsidize $225. Or $150 and the party will subsidize the other 175. Something to catch now, something to make people feel like, yeah, boy, you know,
They would have needed a big sponsor.
No, but Tony, if it costing them 150 for everything, they just ain't making no money. You understand what I'm saying? If the t-shirt is $50 and $100 from 100 people go pay for the place, right? But then is the THA, they could get it free. Does the PNM go pay when they go on TTT?
They don't pay when they go on TTT.
They don't pay?
I'm asking.
No, I don't know. I asked you. Do they pay?
Well, somehow the TTT has to have a budget to be run.
Yeah, but I mean, if the THA in charge of Shore Park and they use Shore Park, what's the big deal? And they don't pay. What's the big deal?
There has to be some expenses to use in Shore Park.
Yeah, they will just cover their own. We go cover them expenses.
Who's gonna foot the bill?
No, we'll foot the bill.
We
could foot the bill. The new party.
I said, like, you have a membership already. I hear you're going we.
No, I'm talking about them saying we.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not telling everything, you know. I
No,
feel
no,
you.
no, 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 no.
I feel you're a part of the mix.
No, 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 not part of the mix. I go speak truth to power.
All right, sir.
Yeah. Anselm, when you become a lifetime PNO member, how much was it? $5,000. A one-time payment to be a lifetime member is $5,000. And Capiza say UNC is free. That's why they have all the problems they have.
Oh my.
Capiza, that's why that one. All the problems they have. You understand? Freeness. You know, free thing and free, you know. You know that, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
what,
the alternative is to get large corporate sponsors or sponsors with deep pockets.
yeah, they'll get that. Yeah? Yeah, but I think, Tommy, that public relations is everything. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And if I was part of, if they had come to me for consulting advice, I'd tell them, boss, or the listener, let me go at 150. The fee is 325, right? You have to pay 150 for the convention and the t-shirt, and the party will subsidize 175.
Because they're gonna be serving some kind of refreshments, I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah. So we subsidize them, right? The people have to feel that they're getting something, Tommy.
They have to get not feel, but they have to get something.
Right, they have to get something. They have to get something. You get them a t-shirt and we subsidize it. You could get a sponsor to subsidize that, man. And that will be part of the whole thing. Capiza saying 1956 Anselm it was 5,000. That's a good thing. And in 2023 it's still 5,000. So inflation has gone up, but it has stayed the same. Right? That's a good thing.
In 56 was 5,000?
I mean, I don't know. I work at Pizza. I don't know. I don't know.
That doesn't sound practical.
No, I don't think that sounds practical, but Capiza says it so. I don't know what it was in 1956. You see? I don't know what it was. But Tommy, they're already forming a party, and they're more expensive than the established party in both Trinidad and Tobago. You see what I'm saying?
I listen to you, Anselm, but
I don't think that's a good start.
I think they would get only serious people to join.
So, you only want middle class people to join?
I'm not saying middle class, but I'm saying people who are serious and want to do something.
But you are saying people who could afford that fee. That's what you're saying indirectly.
That's what I'm saying, in other words.
Nah, Tommy, but you're leaving out a whole lot of Tobagonians there. Yeah. I mean, that's my thinking, eh? And I guess we'll wait and see. The verdict is left to be seen.
325.
325.
Maybe there's a magic to the number. Let's see what it adds up to.
What does it add up to?
10, 1.
What's that?
1 is a leadership number.
All right, we know he's a transformational leader. Okay, what else?
Well, that, as far as I can see, it's leadership.
Okay. So you're saying he's taking the lead then?
Yep. I don't know whose idea it was, but there had to be a method to the madness. Why they didn't charge $100 or do it free.
Yeah, I think out the gate, Tommy, 325, man.
I don't think that's reason to lament.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. I will leave it there.
Okay.
But I'm going to stay with Farley, and this is why I call that gentleman a transformational leader. And here is another reason why. Listen to this.
The ceremony on March 28th was attended by THA Chief Secretary Farley Augustine and UNDP resident representative Gerardo Noto. This solar photovoltaic system will provide power to the science lab, from basic lighting to essential equipment used by the students in the course of their work. The system installed has a capacity of 5.3 kilowatts and is expected to produce 9,500 kilowatt hours of energy on an annual basis, while at the same time reducing carbon dioxide emissions by 6,238 kilos per year. Minister Beckles adds that the solar installation project, launched in 2021, aims to boost Trinidad and Tobago's transition to renewable energy through the installations of small-scale roof-mounted solar panels at 12 sites across the nation. These installations form part of a Euro 2.4 million project entitled Support to the Implementation of Trinidad and Tobago's Nationally Determined Contribution, designed to assist the country towards a low-carbon path and increase its climate resilience in keeping with stated targets and commitments under the 2015 Paris Agreement. The United Nations Development Programme in Trinidad and Tobago, which manages this component of the program, said it worked to keep the project on track despite the challenges brought by the COVID-19 pandemic. Elizabeth Williams, TV6 News.
Now, Tommy,
Yep.
when I saw that, right, I asked myself, why is it doing it first in Tobago? What makes it more attractive in Tobago than Trinidad? Or they're doing it in Trinidad and this was just the stop in Tobago? Or maybe we don't know that's being done in Trinidad.
Well, in Trinidad, it would have been publicized too.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I said, what, boy? In Tobago? That is something that should have been in Trinidad and publicized and everything.
Hmm.
You know, but it's interesting again. That's why I've said it, and I'm going to keep on saying, that fella is a transformational leader. You see? People may be upset, but he's a transformational leader. Yeah? So, Lana says, if Chavez marched for constitutional reform, his party will be more successful. I don't disagree with that. Rose wants to know, Lana, are you planning to pursue the business idea I suggested to you on this program? 2025 election, I turn into no election, only Espanola. Yeah, Rose, Lana says it's a plan. We call Anselm and conference me when you have the time. Just now, everyone will have solar power and TNT. And TNT, goodbye TNTech. Nah, TNTech will still be there. They ain't going nowhere. Just like in this country, it have people have solar and they still have electrical because the electrical company just buy back
The excess.
the
Right.
excess, yeah. So there is still a place for electrical company because, they buy back excess from customers. They lower your bill. Tell me, you have solar here in the US?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. I thought Trinidad said they have solar a long time ago. Oh,
You have solar yet, Ansel?
no, I don't. No, I don't. So Lana said it has one in Aruka. Is that with a school, Lana? Is that with a school? Because this is a high school in Tobago, right? So that is very interesting. Tommy, I saw that the commissioner of police doubled down on a statement with respect to we need God in Trinidad and Tobago. Okay? We need God to help us. I think that's what she said. And to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with that at all.
She knows what she's saying.
She knows exactly what she's saying.
She got a lot of flack for it, but that's naturally what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Because, I mean, we ask God for guidance, guide us, keep us, and protect us. And what's wrong with she if she asking for that? People, boy. Curtis Monteshad, good night. My two Kenyan friends. Now I say Anselm in America to have sunscreen cream. In TNT we have sunscreen is with umbrella. Well, we never used to use no sunscreen in Trinidad. But Tommy, it's funny, eh? When I go to Trinidad now, I just use sunscreen.
I don't even think about sunscreen.
Yeah, but when I was living in Trinidad, because I just go running. And when I go running, I just run bareback. Because to be honest with you, Tommy, when I go to Trinidad, it's difficult for me to run in a t-shirt, boy. That t-shirt does get so wet.
It will because it's
boy, it's hot. Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah? Rose say, Lana, all squatters will never leave T and Tech because they just want a light bill with their name on it. Yeah, but a lot of people wouldn't leave the electrical company, and the electrical company wouldn't stop making money. It's just that places like T and Tech, Tommy, had to become more efficient and well run.
Yeah. I mean, when you have solar, you don't want to be totally off the grid.
Yeah.
Because there'll be times when there will be no sun.
Yeah.
There'll be no sun. There'll be inclement weather, and you might be in jeopardy not having the backup. So electrical tech will become your backup.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You reduce your bill tremendously.
Yeah, you reduce your bill. And some come and run in Georgia. They come and run in Georgia for a pizza. You see people
like you run for governor.
But let people go and run in Trinidad. They come back home, come and live home. Yeah? All kind of thing. Tommy?
Yes, sir.
And I want to digress here a little bit, right? Tommy, why when good things happen to the country, we just find an excuse why it's not supposed to be good? So, for example, when we recently won a settlement, well, not a settlement, the case with respect to Piaco, right? And it could be up to 200 million, right? You know what I hear somebody say to me? I heard somebody said, well, I think it's in this video here. Well, even though they won 100 million, they had to pay the attorneys 33 and a third %. Tell me why you laugh.
Because at the attitude of people when you try to show them something positive happening. They figure they always have to counter with something negative to bring it down, to make it seem irrelevant. So if you remain with 66 and 2/3, what's wrong with that?
That's where some 66 and 2/3 that you didn't have previously. Right?
Correct.
So let's listen to it. Let's listen to it.
Judgment by the Miami-Dade court sees TNT being awarded over $100 million in damages upon the conclusion of a case which was almost 2 decades in prosecution. Former Attorney General Faris Al-Rawi tells TV6, now another process begins to ensure what is owed is received.
You're looking at a judgment of well over $100 million or close to 700 million plus Trinidad and Tobago dollars. That represents a significant recovery for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The state's attorneys will take the steps to ensure the collection of the fruits of the judgment, as well as interests and costs that have been awarded or are to be awarded and perfected. And that will take a certain journey. That's a number of steps to be taken. And as the Prime Minister often says, even though the wheels of justice sometimes appear to be turning very slowly, at least in this case, we're absolutely sure that they do turn.
Neither businessman Steve Ferguson nor former Finance Minister Brian Quaitong appeared physically for the matter in the U.S., as their extraditions were quashed by a local court back in 2011.
It's no secret that Trinidad and Tobago correctly has a very jaundiced view, a very poor view of how the system of justice works, and there is the legitimate complaint that things take forever and that results don't happen. At least we have one example of completion of an exercise of due process, meaning a court's consideration. I'm bound to speak within the portfolio that I can, and what I can say is that I'm very pleased at the work that was performed in this matter, and I am very grateful that a forum in the United States of America allowed the case to be prosecuted by the state, and that has produced a result. So I think that it demonstrates that we can still have faith in our systems.
The former Attorney General would not directly weigh in on the recent decision by the DPP to discontinue the Piarco 3 matter. However, he said in this case, the government did its job.
The Trinidad and Tobago proceedings are barely 2 years older than the U.S. proceedings, right? So it's not to say that the U.S. proceeding was a 2-year. It was 19 years, and the Trinidadian proceedings, I think, are 21 years.
How does this judgment reflect on the fact that the Piarco number 3 matter was recently discontinued right here in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, it would be
The video is just buffering.
of me to reflect upon the Piarco number 3 matter. That is a matter of the engagement with the office of the DPP. Criminal prosecutions are handled by the office of the DPP, not by any member of any government. So those are two different streams. What this case represents is where the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago had its part to play in proceeding with litigation. The government did its job. this is a very different situation from the office of the DPP.
Renessa Cutting, TV6 News.
But Tommy, I don't understand something. Are these two cases similar or different?
They're related. They are related. You know, talking about that negative comment that was made, he clearly said 100 million plus interest and cost. Cost is not attorney fees.
Well, I mean, they had to pay the attorney fees.
He said they're going to pay 100 million plus interest and cost.
Right, you see, but that's why I was thinking that even if they got to pay 33 and a third %, Tommy, there is still $66 and 2/3 million US, not TT, US.
And based on what we have been told, there's more than the 100 million that's coming. Interest on $100 million, cost on $100 million, and cost may mean the cost of my attorney fees.
And you know what that means to me, Tommy? That means to me is that there are some people who want nothing good happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Not some, many people. Who don't want nothing.
But it is an indicator as to whether our system is real.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it had been our system only that was litigating that matter, or should I say that was dealing with that matter, then what would happen? Still zero, nothing, because it was thrown out for the lack of evidence or the what was the excuse? The DPP didn't think that they could get a guilty verdict or something of sorts.
Yeah, and some witnesses were not going to cooperate and so on.
Someone wouldn't cooperate and some had expired and whatever else.
I don't know, boy, but this judgment in the case here in England, I mean, it creates some suspicion in Trinidad and Tobago.
Not in England, you mean in Florida?
No, what happens in Florida with respect to the result creates some suspicion in Trinidad and Tobago that the case was discontinued.
That's correct.
You know, why was the case discontinued when there is something similar happening in Florida where there's a judgment and a substantial judgment, and it involves some of the same people and same individuals? So it leaves questions. There's a lot of questions.
More questions than answers.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to get back to Rose's comment just now. As a matter of fact, there was a senior counsel. Was he questioning? Let me see. This senior counsel was asking for certain questions to be answered. This is Martin Daly. I'm wondering if he was talking about the Piaco scandal, so to speak, and he was trying to get. He thinks there's a certain questions that need to be answered, right? So that senior counsel Martin Daly wants certain questions answered. Here we go.
The verdict was handed down in the civil asset forfeiture case in Miami on Wednesday, arising out of the Piaco Airport corruption matter. Speaking on the TV6 Morning Edition on Friday, Daly said there are some grey areas that need to be clarified.
But there are a number of things we don't know, and so we have to wait and see whether this judgment bears fruit. But that is not to take away from any credit from the people who were savvy enough to join in this lawsuit. Let me be very clear about that. I'm not carping or in any way trying to diminish the significance of the event, but it raises a number of awkward questions.
Senior counsel Daly added there must also be clarity regarding the cost to Trinidad and Tobago.
what all of this is costing us, not because I deny the United States lawyers the right to their fees, far from it. But I don't know, for example, if they're working on a contingency fee, in which case possibly as much as 33% of the award has to go to the attorneys. We simply don't know that either. So we don't know what is the net cost of this so-called victory.
He referenced the United States RICO law to stress the need for updated and modernized legislation locally. The Racketeer Influenced and Corruption Organizations Act, the RICO law, seeks to strengthen the legal tools in evidence gathering by establishing new penal prohibitions and providing enhanced sanctions and new remedies for dealing with the unlawful activities of those engaged in organized crime. Daly senior counsel stressed that there is need for similar legislation locally.
The point about it is that this is a special piece of legislation designed to open the way for persons who have been defrauded, in inverted commas, by corrupt practice to bring a specific claim under this legislation of the kind that the state of Trinidad and Tobago was involved in. But we simply don't reform our legislation, or we don't put forward new legislation from time to time to meet new circumstances. And this is clearly a very separate cause of action in the civil courts, which we don't have in Trinidad and Tobago.
The senior counsel also noted as a concern that while a criminal matter is in progress at the preliminary inquiry stage, it is possible for accused to keep going to the High Court on constitutional motions and judicial review applications.
I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I do not want the ability to bring a constitutional motion unduly restricted. I don't want judicial review restricted at all. Let me be very clear about that. What I am questioning is whether, as in the way in which you administer all of the remedies that are available to accused, is there some need to look at the fact that you can keep interrupting a criminal trial? Why can you not save up all of your points until the first stage, the second stage, the third stage is completed?
Nicole M. Romani, TV6 News.
But Tommy,
yes, sir.
I didn't get something there. Is it different in Trinidad from the United States, where it's that if you win a big case, the cost just comes out of the judgment, or the cost is on top of the judgment?
You know, if the results, when the results, or should I say the award is made, it's specified that the perpetrators found guilty will pay, in addition to the charged amount, the fees, then they are liable for the fees too.
Okay. So what you are saying that when they say cost is if the attorney charges 33 and 3%, right? That's 33 and 3% of the award. That cost will be passed on, right, to the individual that lost the case.
If they are made liable for your attorney fees, then they have to pay that too, in addition to the.
Okay. Because I heard him say something about if the fee come out, and I think that's where I got that from. Who cares if 33 and 3% comes out?
But the ex-attorney general clearly said it's going to be plus interest and cost.
Right. So therefore, nothing really coming out.
The way it sounds as though the defendants, since they were found liable, they have to pay everything. They have to pay the cost of the plaintiff.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to find out exactly what that deal is. Maybe I need to read that judgment.
Yeah, we'll probably have to explore it a little further.
Yeah, I had to read that judgment and find out, if it's cost on top of whatever judgment is there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because normally, in this country, when somebody sues somebody and they get a judgment, normally the amount comes out of whatever judgment it is.
Right, because there'll be just a set settlement,
Right.
or and you the plaintiff will have to pay your attorney fees.
Right. But in Trinidad, the court does award cost. In Trinidad, the court does award cost. If you lose, the court could award cost, like attorney fees and so on.
I had a experience with a situation in Trinidad where the attorney fees came out of my award.
Okay. Because the court didn't award cost.
No, they just settled the case for one particular amount.
Okay, and then you just pay the attorneys.
Right. They also suggested what my attorney fee should be, even though my attorney wanted more than they suggested.
Oh, okay. But then if your attorney wanted more than adjusted, don't you sign a contract before the case is, when they take on the case, to tell you how much your award will be, how much they will get?
Well, that's another story for another day.
Okay. Eugene says there's big savings investing in solar. Yeah, I think there's a lot of savings. Rose says, Anselm, please start a program at least once a month for people on this program to bring out their business ideas and invite investors to sponsor their business ideas and be stakeholders. So I guess Rose want a program like Shark Tank. Right, Tony?
I reckon.
But then we had to invite investors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got to think about that, right? So Ronnie says, Rose, I'm looking to expand my marijuana edibles enterprise. Would you like to join?
Uh-oh.
Ronnie, is that true? Is it?
Does he have permission for that?
Yeah. I know.
Or is he breaking the law?
I don't know. I know. I want to know if Rennie's serious. I don't know.
Dr. Love, you don't want to be behind bars now. You won't be able to heal anybody.
Rennie, nothing is wrong if you get into the medical cannabis business. You go through the legal procedures for cultivating. Check with your attorneys for advice about being licensed. I mean, some of these ideas are excellent ideas. Excellent. Every day people are being...
Are they licensing personnel or farmers or investors to get involved with the medical cannabis business in Trinidad and Tobago?
I thought it was licensed dispensaries. I thought it was licensed for people to actually sell the cannabis.
They're doing that in Trinidad and Tobago? I'm not sure.
I thought I heard something about that. Let me see. Licensing cannabis in Trinidad. I think at one point in time, and they had said that certain people bought up all the licensing.
Cannabis dispensation.
Yeah. Licensing cannabis in Trinidad. You see, here it is. Legislation for the setting up an authority for the production, sale, import, and export of cannabis and cannabis products have been approved in the Senate. In a statement, the Ministry of the Attorney General and Legal Affairs said the Cannabis Control Bill 2020 was passed in the Senate on May 18, 2022. So Trinidad and Tobago passed bill to regulate domestic cannabis. Trinidad and Tobago House of Representatives passed a bill that will legalize and create regulations for medical cannabis commercialization. The Cannabis Bill 2020 came to pass on April 29, following House approval of the Joint Select Committee report on the bill. The new law follows the decriminalization of cannabis in 2019. This was the one with respect to permitting the cultivation of the 4 plants and possessing 30 grams of flower. 2.5 years on from this, Trinidad and Tobago legislators have taken the next step to developing a legal domestic medical cannabis industry. This will see the establishment of the Trinidad and Tobago Cannabis Licensing Authority, as the bill looked to provide for the regulatory control of the handling of cannabis for certain purposes. Among other activities, the Cannabis Licensing Authority is set to award license for the cultivation, distribution, sale, and cannabis research. I think that's the part where we were talking about, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Right? With respect to, among the activities, the Cannabis Licensing Authority is set to award license for cultivation, distribution, sale, and cannabis research. Yeah?
Yep.
It goes on to say, moreover, entrepreneurs who set up a shop in the legal Trinidad and Tobago cannabis industry will not face some of the issues experienced by plant-producing businesses in the U.S. At it is thought that the business owners will be bankable. So I think, Tommy, that's what happened was that some people were complaining that the license were being given out to special people.
Right. I remember that.
I think that's where the problem kind of came in.
Yeah, they claim that they have choice persons who are going to profit from it, and the ones who've been doing it illegal in the past weren't given a preference as they did in the U.S. to those.
Yeah.
Because I think in the U.S. they give preference to people who were charged for illegal activity with cannabis. They gave them preferential treatment when it comes to licensing. That's what I believe happened, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard something to that fact as well, that there were certain people who already had the license in order to set up, for the sale of the cannabis, so they could sell all different type of things. And the people who was occupying the jail most of the time, them had no part in that.
See something.
And that's a big problem. So when he says the top-ranking trough political systematic strategy kept us in a fixed position to accommodate their reach on us. Capiza want to know, Anselm, have you seen planting seeds? Well, it doesn't say planting seeds, but it says something about farmers. Right?
The cannabis offenders get preferential treatment in the U.S. for business.
Nah.
Okay. Okay, New Yorkers with marijuana convictions will get first retail license.
Okay. All right. So is that a set aside, Tommy, or what?
Yeah, basically they're saying here, official intent to reserve the first 100 or more retail license to sell marijuana in New York for people who have been convicted of related offenses or their relatives. New York State will soon announce plans, this is last year, to usher in its first outlets for retail sales of marijuana by the end of the year, giving applicants access to stockpiles of the drug grown by local farmers and offering sweeteners like new storefronts leased by the state. The only catch: to be one of the state's first licensed retailers, you or a member of your family must a, con- have been convicted of a marijuana-related offense. Okay. The policy to be announced by Governor Kathy Hochul on Thursday is part of a concerted push to assure that early business owners in the state's projected billion-dollar marijuana industry will be members of communities that have been affected.
I think that's what they should have done in Trinidad too as well. They should have a set aside with them license, because you know them license will end up just like, you see like how it's in Piaco again?
The 1%.
It will end up just like Piaco. Same thing. You know? And it's the government or the licensing authority. It's their position that they should make sure that that doesn't happen.
Well, we know there's no restorative justice. Not in Trinidad society.
How come we marching for that?
Who's advocating for it?
How come we marching to say that we make sure that these licenses are distributed, at least some sense of equality in the distribution of these licenses? Right? This can enhance people's life. This is about business. This is about economic development and economic empowerment and economic inclusion. That's what this is about. How come we marching for that? And you know what happened to me?
What happened?
This thing was done already. That deal was done already. All them licenses was done give out long time.
Quietly.
Deal done already. They give out all them weed license, them ganja license, Sensimania license, whatever license you want to call it. Done. But you ain't nothing about it. Right? Because we worrying about if the DPP, we worrying about the DPP, and we worrying about this and we worrying about that. Right? They're putting knives in all your back and twisting it. It's sad. But how we get on this? Due to Rennie, right?
Yeah, Rennie talking about
yeah, sweetie. Some sweetie. Tommy, Rennie said that, Tommy. Last thing I want to share love behind bars.
I see that.
Man wants to love behind bars. Yeah.
Well, make sure you get your permits.
Yeah. Lana says she waiting for she pepper spray license.
Did I get a license for pepper spray? Goodness.
Hi, good night. It's from Planting Seeds program. I came up with this idea. Okay. Oh, yeah. The Planting Seed programs. Yeah. Oh, Planting Seed is Trinidad Shark Tank. Okay. No, but that's another good idea. Good night, Minjin. That's another good idea, though, you know. Yeah. We had a brainstorm when we off air. You know, we had a brainstorm when we off air.
True.
Yeah. Planting seeds in Trinidad and Tobago. I think that's what they're talking about. Okay. What is that? Is that a show, Tommy?
I'm not sure. It's the first I'm hearing of it. Maybe they can enlighten us.
Well, they say Planting Seeds is Trinidad Shark Tank. This is Trinidad Shark Tank. I guess it is people presenting their ideas to investors. And investors deciding whether they want to invest in it and take a share of the business.
Or steal their idea.
Or steal the idea. Correct is right. Or steal the idea.
because if they don't have it patent and copywritten or whatever,
yeah, copyrighted, they could steal it easy, and that has happened to some people, you know. But Tommy, before we go, I wanted to address this one. This one is kind of I don't want to play this whole thing, but this is an issue here, and it has to do with track and field, but it has to do with transgender. And I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's about 10 minutes long. I'm just going to play a part of it, and then we want to have a quick discussion on it because I think, I'm involved in track and field, so this is kind of close to me, but there's a other picture too here that I think is very important and where the world is going today with respect to transgender and transgender in sports. So I'm waiting for this. This video may take a little bit because anyway. So Tommy, here we go. This is a transgender. How do I say it politically correct, Tommy?
that a diversification discussion.
Well, a person who is transgender, who is considered to be female, but was born male. Right, Tommy?
That's, yeah.
All right, let's take a listen to this.
They would never understand what it's like to be born in a body that you don't identify with, that the decision is not yours. This is not a decision that you make. It's something that is innate. You can't go against it.
That was Cece Telfer speaking before World Athletics' decision to ban the participation of trans athletes like her in athletics.
I'm not doing this for accolades. I'm not doing this to win all the time. I'm doing this because it's important, and I didn't get to see somebody like me on the athletic stage. It's important for kids like me to see that their dreams can come true too.
The council has agreed to exclude male to female transgender athletes who have been through male puberty from female world ranking competitions from March the 31st this year.
March 31st, 2023, the last day that transgender women who've gone through what World Athletics refer to as male puberty are allowed to compete in international athletics events. A day that also marks International Transgender Day of Visibility. World Athletics say their decision was made on the basis of a 2-month consultation process, prioritising what they call fairness and the integrity of the female competition before inclusion. It's a decision that, for now, likely signals the end of Telfer's Olympic dream.
My overall feeling is definitely devastation is the one thing that I can really use to define the emotion and feelings right now. The immediate go-to was that my life is over. Everything that I've worked blood, sweat, and tears for has just gone down the drain just like that.
I can sense how emotional you are about it.
Absolutely. Because we never thought that World Athletics would go in this direction, right? We never thought that a leading international federation would just choose to exclude and demonize a group of athletes and then make it seem as though that it's fair and just when it's not. It's blatant discrimination.
Coming to the apex of the turn, Cece Telfer.
It's a far cry from the high of 2019 and the promise of what was to come when Telfer became the first out transgender woman to win an NCAA title in the 400 meters hurdles at the Division II level.
This one is going to be Telfer.
I can't believe I went from that to where I am today because I felt as though that going from that I should have been on this high training regimen going into the Tokyo Olympics and to this next Olympics that's coming, it just feels like I'm going downhill, like constantly going downhill.
World Athletics issued eligibility regulations for transgender athletes in October 2019. Even before the most recent ruling, protests over transgender participation and a rise in state legislation barring transgender athletes from competition in the United States had given Telfer reason to be fearful.
Do you have any concern?
So Tommy.
Yes, sir.
I just Googled transgender, right? And it says that denoting or relating to a person whose gender identity does not correspond with the sex registered for them at birth.
Yeah, well, we have to be fair. A transgender person doesn't come in to the competition with the same components as their competitors.
Same organs?
Well, I don't know if they may have modified it or whatever, but their inside isn't built the same way as the person they're competing with.
So Tommy, so there are transgender who are fully female?
I am not sure, but regardless of what you do to change what God has given you, you wouldn't be 100% the other sex. What's your thought?
Well, my thing is this, right, Tony? The only thing I can go by is based on the organs that you have. If you have male organs, right, then you are a male.
Well, let's say you had male organs and they have somehow shaped them or modified them to make them
female.
Would you consider yourself female then?
Yeah, female.
Okay.
So if you modify it and you are now a female, you are female.
No.
If you have the things that a female have.
If they modify the male organs.
And you no longer have that. You no longer have the male organs.
Would you have the what's on the inside of a female also? Like fallopian tubes and
No. What you have outwardly. The outward outward parts of the male.
Yeah, but that is you're still not coming into the game on an equal footing with a true female.
Yeah, but I think if and I'm wondering, Tony, I guess we have to do a little more work on this. I'm wondering if they're talking about even those who have been modified to be considered to be a female. Like, for example, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah.
Right? Caitlyn Jenner could be considered to be transgender, but she has been modified.
I want to know if Telfer can get pregnant. CC Telfer, can she get pregnant?
That's a good question.
If she can get pregnant, then I would say she's a female. Other than that, she's transgender, and that's just the way it is.
That's a good question.
Transgender, it doesn't mean female, no.
You can identify as transgender, no?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. She's identifying as transgender, which is something made by man, not by the creator.
Right. So if you identify as transgender, then you are saying that I should be able to compete with female. No, I don't agree with that.
Here's my opinion. They're gonna have to have a category for transgenders only.
Correct is right.
That way they're on equal footing. So now it's gonna be male competition, female competition, and then transgenders competition.
Tommy, I think, but that's not what they want, though, Tommy.
Well, guess what? Excuse me.
They want to be able to compete with females.
No, they're not. They're not genuine females.
But they are saying that due to my transgender, I can identify myself as a female.
Yeah, you identify yourself as a female, except nature didn't make you a female.
So it says transgender is a general term that describes people whose gender identity or their internal sense of being male, female, or something else does not match the sex they were assigned at birth.
And so be it. So if transgenders, if they want to have another category, then make it transgender, and that would be in fairness to the specific gender that has been assigned for that competition.
Tommy, I think that makes sense. To be honest with you, Rose Capiza, Mean Genie, if you're still there, Lana, Nadia, Mean Gene, put closing comments in the chat. Capiza, I think Heidi, if you're still there. So Tommy, I think I'd like to discuss this on the next program, because you know who brought this to my attention? Actually, Mean Gene brought this to my attention. And I went on CNN and looked at that video. The video is an 8-minute long video. I'll play it next time. I'll play the whole video next time. But I think the difference here is that Cece, who is a 400-meter hurdles athlete, she identified as transgender, and she was able to run against females, and she beat all of them.
Naturally, because she has the insides of a man.
Yeah. And a lot of people were upset.
If you were an athlete, you'd be upset. If you were
I will.
You'd be upset too.
I understand it. I totally understand it, and it makes a lot of sense, because if you going from one day running as a male, and next day I decide to identify as transgender, and I now going and run with females, I will have an upper hand immediately.
Of course.
I will have an advantage, and that's not fair to the people in them who were born female. You know?
If that is the case, then just let it be open, male or female run, and that's it.
So are you saying female go identify as male?
Yeah, just have male and female
come on, Tony.
Together.
Yeah, but you know ain't nobody going and run. No female ain't going to identify as male and going and run with male.
So that's the point I'm making. That's why it's wrong for CC to as a former man to be running with women when we know that he chose to be a woman. He was made a man. He was born a man. He chose to be a woman. So what? But he's not a real woman. He's a woman that was made due to his demand or his request.
So let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. So my closing comment for the day is, in case you haven't been told lately, you are loved, you are important, and you matter. From where I said this is it, the clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later. Go ahead, Tommy.
My closing comment is from Confucius's wisdom. And he says, if you see what is right and fail to act on it, you lack courage. A pleasant good evening to each and every one. Or should I say good night to each and every one. It's been a pleasure being here in the village. Look forward to our next session. Till then, be safe. Love you all. Good night.
Good night. And we have Rose closing comments. God bless everyone. Be safe. I'm driving now. Good show as usual. Thanks for this program always. I think that's it for the closing comments. Okay. So we're going to go out with preacher tonight. I pledge. Good night, everyone. Take care. See you. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Later.
Should Bam, bam, badim, bam, boom, bam, bam. Bam, badim, bidim, bam, badu, bam. Bam, bam, bidim, bam, boom, bam, bam. TNT will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. TNT will rise again. I honestly believe TNT will rise again. Yes, we will rise again. TNT will rise again and again and again and again. Say you can't find work to do, so you're grieving, Lord. Things hard in Trinidad. She has nothing to offer you, so you're leaving God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. But before you leave, brother, make up your mind to work like a mule. Sister, 2 jobs 1 time. Yet you're still telling me that I should go out there. No way, Jose. Because I pledge, yes, I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I pledge, now that she needs me, I will work hard. Now let's get down to serious work. Stop your crying, Lord. Things hard in Trinidad, and bring back the ship afloat. No denying God. Things bad, bad, bad in Trinidad. If I work with you, brother, you work with me. Together we could rebuild sweet TNT in a gesture of love. Let us all join our hands and sing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I pledge to serve my country, Tobago and Trinidad. I